Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Rogue Trader and we're going to start off by doing level ups because we have another level to go. Okay, we're approaching 10, man. We're going to be at 10 in no time flat. Honestly, we're going to hit 16 before... I mean, it's going to happen quick. And then we're going to have even more choices to make. Oh goodness. Wish me luck. Okay. Alright, available abilities and common talents. So we're back to common talents again. Alright, so what do we got here? Get back in the fight. The officer encourages an ally who immediately recovers from burning, bleeding, toxin, and stun effects. If the target is under the effective voice of command, they also gain some temporary wounds. Heir of authority. The officer increases an ally's resolve until the end of combat. If the target is under the effective voice of command, they will start their next turn with one additional action point. Okay. So an extra action point and better resolve. We haven't been building much to do with resolve yet, and I should probably start thinking about it more. The officer immediately grants an ally additional movement points equal to the fellowship. Ooh, this might pair really well with giving... Yeah, I might actually want that one. Because if I'm giving people more turns, sometimes I need them to be able to move. So we pop move, 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 and then we can still give them their turn. If the target is under the effects of voice command, it ignores attacks of opportunity until the end of the officer's turn. Cool. Break their ranks. This ability can only target allies who have enemies adjacent to them. Until the start of the officer's next turn, all melee attacks made by the target deal additional damage. Okay. So this is an effect that only seems useful against to use on our melee allies, which is interesting. Couple layers of... Yeah, couple layers there. Let's see. Multiply by the number of enemies adjacent to the target. Okay, so when you get surrounded, it could be pretty good. If the target is under the effective voice command, they immediately make an attack of opportunity against an adjacent enemy, targeting the one with the lowest remaining wounds. That's interesting. The target's next attack will ignore cover, and will have double the effective distance. If the target is under the effective voice of command, this attack will ignore enemy dodge. Wow. Additionally, the damage from this attack can't be reduced below a certain percentage for any reason. That sounds really good. I think I might take aim. Yeah, that just sounds really good. I think we're going to go with motivation. Anytime the commissar grants additional movement points to any ally character, they give +2 movement points more. Man, we haven't even got to use her yet, so I don't even know how to build her. I might want to wait, but... Now let's just look at what we got here. All right, you're gonna have access to a bunch of other stuff, it looks like. Okay, resolve increase. The target gains a percentage increase to hit chance on their next attack, dodge on their next dodge, and resistance on their next resistance, so all three independent. Each of these bonuses disappear independently from each other after being successfully applied. That's pretty good. What's the prereq? Glimpse of fate or reveal the light. The navigator decreases veil degradation by their willpower. All allies gain willpower bonus deflection against all warp damage and damage from psychic powers until the end of the navigator's next turn. Okay. So these two are what lead to mend reality. The target ally gains a plus to their willpower and toughness until the end of combat. Okay. So far I like the sound of Glimpse the Fate. Head in my gaze. Navigator deals I don't know how to read that. The navigator deals damage to an enemy in some way. That enemy must pass a willpower resistance test or become immobilized until the start of the navigator's next turn. Immobilized targets do not regain movement points at the beginning of their turn and cannot use abilities that move them or add movement points. I don't get that. The navigator deals... Oh, it's a range of damage. Gotcha. From some range to another range of damage. Gotcha. Okay. To an enemy, that enemy must pass a willpower resistance test or become immobilized. That could be pretty good. It's a CC ability. So like while we're trying to get like the boss's grunts down, like held in my gaze, as long as the boss doesn't have high willpower, you might just be able to lock him down for an extra turn while you deal with everybody else. I do like the idea of that. Waking Nightmare. All enemies within a 4-cell radius circle suffer a minus penalty to their willpower and toughness until the end of combat. Okay. The navigator designates a square. The enemy closest to that square immediately moves up to 4 cells towards it. If multiple enemies are the same distance from that point, all of them move. The targets move even if they are stunned or immobilized. Okay. All units in a 3x3 zone must pass a willpower or immediately move out of the zone, even if they are stunned or immobilized. This movement triggers attacks of opportunity from the navigator's allies that have passed the test or that are outside the zone. All units, so it affects allies and enemies alike. Okay. I don't know if I like that. If it was only affecting the enemies, I think I'd like that ability more, but there has to be a little bit of a risk reward, I understand, but... Okay, Touch of Anger. All enemies in a 1-cell radius around the target point must pass a willpower resistance test. Those who fail, even if they are stunned or immobilized, immediately gain an extra turn where they attack their allies. Cool. Every time an enemy becomes the target of this navigator power, again during the same combat, they gain a stackable plus 20 bonus to willpower resistance tests against it. Okay. Gotcha. So you can't use it on the same guy multiple times. It will just have diminishing returns. Let's see. The 1-cell radius, huh? All enemies in a 1-cell radius around the target point. That looks larger. Why is... So this is the character radius, and then you pick a point, and then every point around it is what gets stunned. So it is for people who are generally going to be close to you. Which honestly, since you're going to be like... Apparently the staff that you're using is melee only, so you are meant, I think, to be a Psyker who gets up in the mix more, so this actually might be useful on you. It wouldn't so much be good on Adira, who are trying to keep further away, but since you're an officer, you can be a little bit closer, I think. Okay. I think I like Held in My Gaze. So you deal damage and you can possibly lock them down based on a willpower resistance test. So it does more than just even one thing. It does damage on top of it. I like that. Okay, there's Nimble. Weapon proficiencies. Characteristics. Are you uneven? 25 is uneven, but that's not something we probably want to invest in. Okay, yeah, you have a whole bunch of Psyker specific ones here. Alright. I'm probably going to pause again and look through all of these again. Okay, the two that kind of stuck out to me the most is Pass Unscathed. If the navigator's perception is higher than their agility, their dodge is calculated using perception instead. And perception is one of her strong suits. This would be really, really good for her. It would make her survivability go up quite a bit, I would think. The other one that I really liked is Threads and Faults. Whenever an enemy fails a resistance test against the Navigator's power, attacks against them gain a +% to critical hit chance. The effect stacks but is reset by a critical hit. So, yeah, especially that paired with this ability that, like, anytime we use this ability on somebody and they fail, this would trigger. But I think the survivability is my main focus first, so I think Pass Unscathed for the dodge, I think I like more, but Threads and Faults, if we can get that down the line, I think we will. Yeah, cool stuff. I don't know if that reload ability is a common talent, but if it is, I think we're gonna get that reload ability. Otherwise, we'll have to wait until our next level. Okay, we already got the ballistic skill. So let's see, do we get bonuses on any of these? Are you using anything that's willpower based? I don't know if you are. Dodge chance for perception wouldn't be bad, but no, this is also dodge chance. Perception, let's see, it also affects awareness skill and reduces enemy dodge, gotcha. Agility is our dodge. Yeah, we'll just go with the recommended here. Is there eventually going to be an opportunity for us to go beyond? Oh well, we'll just do agility for this. Okay. Common talent, yeah, I don't think, yeah, we're not gonna have that reload thing until the next level. I don't know if we should be investing in some of these weapon expert things. Increases wounds. Heavy weapon proficiencies. Okay, interesting. I think we probably won't do that until it becomes an issue. Like when we find a weapon that we're like, man, I really want to use that on Argenta, then maybe we do something like this, right? Okay, do we want to do ballistic so that we get the bonus on ballistic? We get a +6 at that point. Let's look at some of these. Melee, Flame, and Melt attacks against demons and Psychers deal an additional... Okay. Emperor protects. 3% chance to ignore any enemy attack. Okay. The Devotee gains a percentage to armor against attacks of demons and warp damage. Devotee and their allies in the area of effect of Warhammer Furious Recital gain a bonus to damage for single shots and attacks of opportunity for 1 round. All enemies in the area of effect of Warhammer gain +1 stack of the Disturbed effect. Enemies that are adjacent to the Devotee gain +2 stacks of Disturbed instead. Also, all demons in the area of effect suffer damage equal to the momentum restored to the Devotee while using this ability. Yeah, we're just going to take the +6 for now. Okay. We've got precise attack. For the next attack against a target affected by an exploit, that target's cover efficiency will be reduced by a -%. This attack will have a higher hit chance. Okay. So not only do you reduce the cover, but you also add a percentage to the hit chance. So like, it's doubling up on the ability to hit somebody who's behind cover. Big time. Okay. Until the operative's next turn, their allies' attacks also remove exploits and deal an int bonus more of damage. Okay. So, hold on. So, are the exploits only working in Adira's favor? Do the allies not get bonuses on exploits that are being exploited? I don't really know how the exploit system works, I'm realizing. I don't. The damage is increased by 10% for each exploit. The attack removes all exploits from the target. But is Adira the only one who can add and then remove exploits? Maybe we'll have to watch for that in the next one to see how it works, because I'm unfamiliar. So in other words, like, let's say that we land we get some exploits, which partially is from all the people that she can see, but then she has abilities that can add more. And then if somebody has an exploit, if I move on to my next character, can they shoot that person and use the exploit? Does the exploit go away after somebody else shoots them? That's what I need to find out. 25% cover efficiency while on cover. And a bonus to ballistic skill. Not something you are probably going to use that much, so that's probably not good for you. Operative's next non-area attack inflicts the intimidated effect on the first target hit by the attack and all enemies in a 5-cell radius. Operative removes an exploit from each enemy in a 5-cell radius around a point within 10 cells from the operative. If there is only one enemy in the area, the operative removes all exploit stacks from that enemy. All allies gain a plus percentage to armor until the end of combat. If 4 or more exploits are removed, the operative gains a plus number of removed exploits damage until the end of combat. So you're removing exploits so that nobody can really take advantage of it, but it may make you more powerful throughout the entire battle. I don't know, that one seems a little too complicated for me to be actively using in an intelligent way. I don't know if I'm smart enough to set everything up correctly. Creates an attack that lasts until the start of the Psyker's next turn. All allies within that area gain a plus percentage to dodge. Their dodge chance cannot be less than a certain percentage. Okay. Target gains a plus to intelligence, perception, fellowship, and willpower. Okay, dominate. Target must pass a willpower resistance test with a minus penalty, or at their next turn, they will spend all their movement points to move as close as possible towards the Psyker. They can act as normal, but all their MP are spent on moving towards the Psyker. Okay. At the end of their turn, the target must make the willpower resistance test again, otherwise they remain under this effect. Sensory deprivation. Willpower resistance test. If it succeeds, the target is merely blinded until the start of the Psyker's next turn. If the target fails, they become blinded and suffer an additional minus penalty to all characteristics reduced by blindness, and must make a willpower resistance test at the end of each turn. First success makes them just blinded, and second success removes the blinded effect. Okay. Kinda like that. Minus 30 penalty, and minus 30% to dodge and parry. Okay. Biomancy. Focuses on manipulating living flesh and biological processes. Biomancers can heal wounds and alter physical characteristics. So it's basically Medicae, but for Psychers. If you don't have Medicae, you can use Biomancy. What is the physical characteristics thing? They should have explained this more. I don't understand what that is. Like, is it like a +5, a +10, and you get to like choose which characteristics? Is it like you use Biomancy and you can either just heal people? And it's important to note that this does not do anything for injuries, so it's not quite the same as Medicae, and using medikits. But you can heal. Like, are you choosing to heal, or are you choosing to heal and add +5 to a certain characteristic, or are you choosing to heal or add a certain bonus to a characteristic? I need answers, man. Alright, Master of Flame, who is able to create searing infernos out of thin air. It's one of the most spectacular and destructive forms of psychic ability. Those who face pyromancers in combat are oft reduced to naught but a pile of charred bones. So I think that opens you up to new fire abilities, but do you have to get those separately? Like, will those show up in skills here? Like, or in a talent or something? Concentration of Faith. Sanctic powers are used by pious Psychers to protect allies and smite heretics. We already have telepathy. I think we're gonna go sensory deprivation. Are like some of these locked ones based on fire? No. I don't know. Alright, sensory deprivation it is. Okay, now what do we want here? You're really good at awareness. You have a little bit extra in demolition. And I think these bonuses are from what? Equipment, right? Yeah, those are just equipment, so those are actually base as well. So the only things that are higher are demolition and awareness. So do we just lean more into the awareness? You're kind of like not good at a lot of things, are you? But yeah, we can lean into awareness. You notice traps, hidden objects, secret passageways. Yeah, having somebody in the party who's really, really good at that is never a bad thing. And I don't think there's anything else that... I mean, unless we wanted her to also be logic. We don't have anybody who's doing anything with logic right now. We'll do logic, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna be weapon skill. All allies affected by Brace for Impact gain an extra turn with 0 AP and 3 MP. Oh yeah, that just allows people that are out in the fray to maybe get to cover. Brace for Impact also allows the Navy officer to use any ranged weapon in threatened areas. Okay, you're mostly going to be melee anyway, so I don't think that's going to be useful for you. Knocks enemies prone, pushes them 1 cell away. All allies affected by Brace for Impact gain 30% to cover penetration. And Navy officer gains a plus 15 permanently. When it says permanently, that has to mean just for that fight, right? All allies affected by Brace for Impact suffer only half damage for all attacks of opportunity. Okay, so that means that he could run off if he wanted to. All allies affected by Brace for Impact do not suffer the negative effects of melee superiority for the entire combat. Okay. I don't know how I feel about any of these. Like, maybe this one's the most useful out of those. Is there anything else that I want more? You could get an agility bonus, fellowship bonus. Agility wouldn't be bad. So if I don't really care about this, then getting agility might be worth it. Okay, that's what I'll do. Okay. The Vox crackles to life and Master Helmsman Revor addresses you. What we have here, Lord Captain, is not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting in the local asteroid field. It sure is quiet. Like it's huddled up in there on purpose. It's not like I am surprised. The thing is more scrap heap than ship at this point. Somebody sure went to town on it. We are registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. There is an incoming transmission now, too. Hear us? The Vox transmission hisses and abruptly cuts to static. Do not require assistance. Repeat, do not require assistance. Copy? The Vox relays a different voice. Keep following. They'll pass us by, won't they? Emperor protects. Lord Captain, I am told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there is an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within an asteroid field near the Rykad Philia, colony that is refusing help, which, not to put too fine a point on it, has not yet been offered to them. Can we establish communication? Let the vessel identify itself. Yes, Lord Captain. The connection is established. Unknown vessel, we are receiving you. Identify yourselves. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment, the Vox only hisses and snaps, then several voices at once start shouting over one another. Do not tell him. We're done for. This is Thunderfang. We are... One of the voices falters uncertainly and is replaced by another. A merchant vessel. Do you copy? We are a private merchant vessel. A merchant vessel. Of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear this name before? Thunderfang. Thunderfang, why can we not identify you? You can make out hoarse and furious whispering even over the crackling of the static. I wonder if it's pirates, maybe? Why, I don't know. What if... Certainly not. The whispering dies and a clear, youthful voice cuts through the static. Our vessel is badly damaged. Damage is preventing the correct identification. We assure you... Merchant vessel. Thunderfang does not require aid. Damage report? Telemetry shows multiple hull breaches, most likely caused by the guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Somebody gave them a thrashing so solid, they barely managed to limp away. Thunderfang, your vessel is badly damaged. What happened to you? The Vox responds by bursting into a cacophony of sounds, words, and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly, another swears with some foul expletives, and yet another hisses, furiously demanding that the others shut up. You manage to make out little from all of this noise. We were just flying, minding our own business, straight out of the blue, open fire. Miracle we could get away, Emperor protected. And then more fire. Who? Void only knows. Roasted our tail, bombed everything. The folks are left without our help. We never got to them. Thunderfang, stop playing games and explain again what your business is here. And this time I highly recommend the truth. Happy now? What have you done? Idiot. It is too late now. Vox channel is again filled with the angry whispering of several voices. The whispers and static are drowned out by a clear and slightly frightened voice. Do you copy? We are from the Fellow of the Void. We do not come here to loot, on a different business, to help our own out of jail. Do not hurt, please. We already had our Koronus cleaned. How about striking a deal? Our hold is full of goods. So, I think that is the pirates, right? In case you are unaware, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in the Koronus Expanse. They consider themselves above regular heretics, solely because they sometimes have Vox conversations with those whom they are about to board. Were it up to me, I would make them eat a salvo from the macro cannons to shake the scum loose from the decks. They certainly deserve it. Alright, heretical space pirates, huh? The factotum. The honeyed voice of the high factotum interrupts the translation with a polite cough. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although the moral aspects of their livelihood do cause some awkward questions, the Fellowship of the Void remains a major supplier of goods to the local market. Perhaps you will find dealing with them acceptable. especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible.
Is there any way... I know on one of the screens there's like a factions thing, and I'm guessing that this is one of the factions that shows up there. Does this just mean that we ignore them? Prepare for commercial exchange. Will this be a choice that is heretical? Probably, right? I don't know if I want to make enemies of these people right now. Thunderfang, prepare for commercial exchange. Huh. Does the rogue trader wish to buy or sell? Okay, so we can leave them be. So profit factor, I think, is our ability to buy things. Total value, available, initial. Representation of the relative value of the rogue trader's warrant of trade and what opportunities and resources it can call upon. Interesting. So you have to get your... I'm guessing this is reputation. So at different reputation levels, you can get different things based on your profit factor. I would love to see if anybody's able to even hold that thing. Camouflage robe. Ranged attacks decrease their target's dodge by -5%, does not stack. Okay. Oh. It's not a consumed thing, it's just like if you meet the threshold. You meet the threshold? Oh, here's the reputation thing. Huh. Okay. Interesting. And then this is us selling to them, which I think will increase reputation, right? Does it say how much it increases reputation? Selling full cargo to merchants improves your reputation with their faction. All loot inside that cargo will be lost. Yeah, makes sense. And they have specific things they want. So in other words, they don't care about some of these. Or is it the... Oh. Yeah. Like they don't want holy gifts. Huh. We cannot buy anything in this, so I don't think there... Well, we can buy that and the medikit. The Mizoa pattern autogun. Okay. So yeah, I don't think I'm ready to sell some of this stuff yet. Okay, interesting. Okay, that is the prison planet, but let's go to the Rykad Minoris. We'll leave the pirates for now. Maybe on our way out of this system, we might decide to destroy them. We'll see. Death to the heretics. When trade is no longer necessary.
As the ship makes its way through the star system, a strange fatigue falls over you. Your eyelids grow heavy and the quill you have been using to draw up yet another order falls from your hand. Dreams? Oh, this looks fun. You raise your head with a start. Someone else is here, in your study. You stand up and stare at the dozens upon dozens of corpses surrounding you. Among their number, you recognize the disfigured and bloodied faces of those who died on the ship's bridge, and those you met in your previous life. How is this possible? Where are the enforcers posted to stand guard? It matters not, you are alone against a horde of heretics, risen from the darkness to take your life. As if of its own accord, the shard lying on the edge of the desk, the sole remnant of Kunrad Voidfur's weapon, slips into your hand. The metal is searing cold. The dead sway from side to side, closing in around you in a nightmarishly slow dance. Kneel before the rogue traitor, your lives belong to me. All you hear in response is unintelligible voices, whispers, moans, and derisive laughter. Anger ignites your chest, and you clutch the shard, which ravenously bites into your palm with its sharp edge. An unbearably bright light floods everything around, and you find yourself surrounded by groveling minions, their bodies shivering in your mere presence. Your hands no longer hold a pitiful shard, but a majestic and intricate weapon. A skillfully crafted sword with strange, unnerving proportions, a curved design, and an unusual hilt adorned with the image of a closed eye. The eye opens wide, revealing a gaze so ancient and dark that it steals your breath away. You have felt this gaze before, there on the bridge, and the voice that appears in your mind only confirms your guess. The tapestry is woven, the path is chosen. Accept your fate, champion. I am the sword's master, not its servant. Remember that. You feel the sword's immense weight pulling you down. You resist its will for a moment longer before collapsing to the ground to the sound of odious laughter. The strain is such that you fear your back could break at any moment. Vog, the first dawn, is hereby woven into the tapestry of your fate. Seek the second dawn in the hands of she who rises above its future dominion. The former aspirant fell, and thus the new one will become the chosen of the Weaver of Destinies. Make mortals serve you as their god and become the vessel of the Edge. Sounds like heresy. You awaken from the vision, kneeling next to your desk, clothes drenched in sweat, and with a sour taste on your tongue. Your head is ringing, and you struggle to recall those faces and the image of the sword in your hands. Only the deep cut in your palm and the bloodied shard lying on the floor remind you of what just transpired. Okay, well, we already decided that we're going to be more iconoclast and dogmatic, so if these are the only two options, we're going dogmatic. Get rid of the shard. You would rather die than touch that thing again, so you reach a shaking hand for your Vox and call for a servitor. Now you just have to wait for the mindless automaton to arrive, pick up the cursed artifact, and head for the nearest airlock to be claimed by the Void. Okay, +3 in dogmatic. All right. I don't think there's any reason for us to hold on to this stuff. Is there a control click? No, there is no multi-select. Cool. I don't think this is for you. Okay. And you can use the flamethrower. So, Who else had a shotgun? You do. You've got that sniper. Okay. Let's see, which way was the way out? Other way. Okay, can we scan now? The Tithe Grade. Starport. Now, when we finally get to the point where we're choosing party members, is experience only gained if they go in with the party? Or is it like everybody gets the same amount of experience whether they were on the map or not? That I don't know. Well, damn, dude. This looks messy. Is there peace anywhere in this galaxy? I think I already know the answer to that. Peace isn't in their vocabulary. The Starport greets you with the din of ordnance, and the smell of explosive tickles your nostrils. It is difficult to tell through the smoke who is firing at whom. Sergeant Malgar, halt, weapons on the ground or I'm firing. A man in a torn and dirty uniform hobbles towards you from behind the chunks of rockcrete and crumpled plasteel. His cracked helmet is adorned with a crooked label that reads Sergeant Malgar. Alright, so our skies are in lockdown. The rebels are shooting down anything that flies, and you lot just happened to land in our rear without a scratch to show for it. And on a shuttle like that? Where did you get it? Stolen from the palace, isn't it? He is visibly awed by the resplendent gold of your transport. Grab 'em, lads, we've got ourselves a rebel landing force. Abelard turns purple. By the holy throne, what is this mess? Idira glances around. They're in a rough spot, old man. Go easy on them. Abelard, enlighten this rabble about the proper manner of greeting the God Emperor's chosen. Abelard clears his throat. You stand before rogue traitor von Valancius, you ignorant worm. Snap to attention this instant and give his lordship a formal report. With a mixture of awe and terror, he snaps to attention, raises his freshly cut chin like an exemplary soldier, and barks. My mistake, sir. At once. The Starport is under the control of the Governor's wardens. Perimeter commander is Sergeant... A frag grenade explosion cuts off the rest of the sergeant's words. Shrapnel flies everywhere with a piercing screech. One of the soldiers falls to the ground, clutching the remains of his forearm that is now adorned with crimson tatters. Blood is pouring out of the stump, and the soldier's agony is short-lived. The sergeant curses and hastily says, an army prayer for the dead. Oh, that guy got. With a rasping cough, the sergeant turns back to you. Pardon me, sir. Sergeant Last Malgar reporting. My unit is holding the Starport on the Governor's orders. How may I serve? Some dirty dog nearly shot down my shuttle. Affirmative, your lordship, sir. It's all those damned rebels. Those maggots somehow got their hands on an anti-aircraft battery, and it's causing our shuttles no end of trouble. That thing really packs a punch. You're lucky they missed you. I've seen them fry 2 shuttles carrying reinforcements. Not a soul survived. So, do you happen to know if a member of the Inquisition has come here? At the word Inquisition, the sergeant's face fills with awe. Oh, I don't know, sir. There definitely haven't been any visitors like that on my watch. You might have to inquire at the headquarters, your lordship. And what is happening here? Unrest. Armed rebellions in both the capital and the provinces.
First the lower levels sparked, then it went up the spires. They hit the Vox hubs, the arsenals, the mag train stations. Then Felix tore off his mask, precisely because he knew about the trouble on Rykad Minoris. He knew that none of our allies would come to our aid. Cassia lets out a sorrowful sigh. You may continue your report, peasant. Yeah, peasant. Report. My unit was here when it all went to the Groxus. The tech priests linked the satellites reported sightings of, The tech priests linked to satellites reported sightings of strange void ships in the system. They were orbiting the star until one of them set course for landing on Rykad Majoris. The governor took precautionary measures in order to increase security at the key facilities. Everyone knows that whenever something's not right, you better double the warden details. The alarm was raised and we were sent to secure the starport. It's the only reason we were able to hold on to it. They're crushing us, the scumbags. It's been a whole turn since the last reinforcements came in. We're running low on ammo. Every other fighter is wounded. I just don't know how bad it is in the streets. They'll drive us out of here any minute. Okay, who are you? Sergeant Les Malgar, sir, 11th generation loyal soldier of House Winterscale, awarded 3 commendations for faultless service. Ever since the olden days, his lordship, the rogue trader, has recruited soldiers and shipwrights on Rykad Minoris. So there is no greater honor for a Rykadian than serving his lordship with diligence. Okay, and what caused this rebellion? Oh, ill thoughts, sir. We've fallen on hard times. The ground keeps shaking, things keep exploding. The people are scared. They've forgotten all about their duty. And that's when those, Emperor forgive me, preachers came. They started riling everyone up. Sure enough, we shot a few, but they just kept coming, more and more of them. Pat him on the shoulder. You are doing fine work, Malgar, and so are your troops. It is people like you that hold the Imperium together. I live to serve. The sergeant's grim voice rings with a martyr's pride. I am going to see the governor. If I may report, sir, as long as the rebels keep shooting their damned anti-aircraft battery, there is absolutely no way to shuttle you to the governor. It would have to be on foot, and the streets are dangerous. I have no one to send with you as an escort. I assigned all available troops to accompany the esteemed tech priest to the governor. I will voxcast orders to them to wait for you, and I'll inform headquarters. They better send out a convoy to meet you halfway. Meanwhile, we will follow the governor's orders and hold the line here. Adira frowns as her gaze grows distant, and as if she is looking through the sergeant. You're a good soldier, but you've got a lot of blood on your hands, both yours and others. You know the same hand that salutes now might falter in darkness. Rank and epaulettes, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, won't serve you from the bitterness. Pardon me, my lady, but I can't get my head around these fancy words you're saying. I've seen plenty of blood, but trust me, I'll fight to my last drop. I think we're probably going to see Malgar again, and... yeah. Malgar might be a continual character throughout this story. That's interesting. Okay. What tech priest do you speak of? A very important person from the Adeptus Mechanicus arrived on the last shuttle before they locked down the sky. He kept on asking whether anyone by the name of Amarant or Emernat or something like that had recently arrived. Barely answered any of our questions, though. Said he was under no obligation to tell us anything. He demanded to talk to the governor personally, so I had to send a quarter of my troops with him to keep trouble at bay. And how dangerous is it? What awaits me out there? He sighs heavily. All of our roadblocks are gone, the whole place is in rebel hands. The city is almost lost, so no help will come. We're surrounded by rebels, and watch your steps, sir. The streets are chock full of mines. Okay, good to know. Watch out for traps. Logic succeeded. Thank you, Adira. That's not a very good stat for us. His remark about mines lodges itself in your memory. More than anything, you will need to watch the ground and not your surroundings. You'd rather risk a shot from a rebel or a jittery soldier than experience a few handfuls of lethal frag shrapnel resting on top of some 300 grams of explosive physaline. You are a good soldier, Malgar. I will see that your heroism is noted. The sergeant blushes. I live to serve. Another explosion interrupts the sergeant's words. With a sigh of relief, he turns to his soldiers and spits out a booming series of commands. Rumors. On your travels, you will hear many rumors. Those of them that are deserving of the rogue trader's attention are logged in a separate section of the journal. Sometimes rumors are just that. Other times there is truth to them. and in some cases there may be even more. To verify a rumor, travel to the place indicated in the rumor's description. Is this going to be about the Tech Priest? While traversing the Koronus Expanse, as the rogue trader, you are bound to hear rumors regarding your own deeds and exploits, some of which reflect the reaction of the Expanse's denizens to choices you have made. Okay, rumors. Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcazar is a powerful and mysterious figure who plays a pivotal role in the fate of the Koronus Expanse. His power is so great that it extends even over rogue traders. And then we have unidentified void ship. According to the satellites, one of the unidentified void ships circling the nearby star has landed on a large uninhabited world in the system. Okay, so that's probably the world on the other side that we haven't scanned yet. Haven't done contracts yet. I'm guessing contracts are side quests. Well, maybe. Because these feel like side quests. Like errands are going to be side quests. There's no, like, marking quests, right? No, I don't think so. Okay.
Is there money to be made?
I live to lure of your lordship, sir. The grand viaduct for receiving esteemed guests is buried under the rubble.
I always have a backup plan. Rise to the top, or get left
I'll
in
make
the
an
dust.
example out of you. Show them no
Cassia's
mercy.
abilities. Cassia is an officer and your ship's navigator. She strikes foes with energies of the warp and supports the party by making her allies stronger. Voice of Command is an officer ability that increases an ally's characteristics for 1 round, and also allows the officer to use their other officer archetype abilities on that ally from any distance. The higher the officer's fellowship bonus is, the more the target's characteristics are increased. An officer can use Voice of Command again on the same ally only after 2 rounds have passed since its first application. Bring It Down is an officer ability that lets them immediately pass the turn to an ally. The ally does not gain any movement points for this extra turn, but they do gain a number of action points depending on the officer's fellowship bonus. I didn't know that that was based off of the fellowship bonus. Okay. If the ally is under the effect of Voice of Command and destroys an enemy before the end of the officer's turn, the ally will be granted extra momentum for this kill. Okay, what are we looking at here? Got a bunch of enemies over here. Okay, lots of them. Alright, Argenta, you got pretty good. There's 1 rebel agitator that gets to go. Okay, fair enough. Oh, that poor man. I'm sorry, but what are you holding, bro? Okay, we got 2 AP left. Forewarning to Abelard.
Will do.
See if we can blind this guy. Okay. Oh, it tells you right there. Willpower resistance test failed. So yeah, he'll have multiple turns. He won't be able to do anything on his next turn, and then he'll be blinded the turn after that, and he's got to make a bunch of saves.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Oh, a shotgun doesn't have a hit percentage? Interesting. Oh. Okay, I'm not sure what happened then.
That is foolishness.
Why I have 1 AP, so oh, maybe it's because there's not somebody in my range, in the range of the ability.
It's as good as done.
Target's next attack will ignore cover.
Who, if not me?
Ah, okay, there we go. See, it didn't even show a percentage before, but now that it's ignoring cover, so it had no chance to hit.
Try to die with grace.
Well done, girl. Oh my gosh. Her with the shotgun cracks me up for some reason.
That's not the Seneschal's job. Follow my lead.
Okay, momentum is getting close to being full. The warrior marks a target gaining 20% armor. Yeah, you're kind of in a dangerous spot, bro. Let's just do endure.
dare you?
Did he kill one of his own?
Who wants some more?
Damn, they're more dangerous to themselves. Okay.
They who discern the future own the battlefield.
Okay, he failed his test too. Why is there no percentage on those? There we go. Oh, well done, girl. Alright, so you got your 3 kills, so now you can use this. Removes winded until the end of combat. The soldier gains the following bonuses. Okay, so I am winded right now, right?
As the Emperor commands, I act.
And then I can run and gun.
I'll do it.
Brilliant.
She's a prayer.
Okay, can't quite reach that. But I've got 2 shot. Oh, it automatically reloads. Oh, but you can't switch weapons afterwards, it looks like.
Doubt is for the weak.
Alright. So, yeah, I guess we're done. That was a bit of a waste, but that's okay. What has she got in her inventory? A fire grenade. Okay. Ignores cover. Look at that.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. If I may?
Okay, who's left? Oh, nobody. Good. Okay, no injuries. That's good. Well, this is where we're going to end this episode. So, thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.
I'd like to give a very special shout out to my patron supporters: Darren York, ZTD, Knife Namaste, Kyle the Monarch, Chris Murphy, JW, Quinless, Vlado101, Andy Ford, Bruce Wizzle, Black Mamba 90, Eureka Gecko, A Happy Fat Panda, Turkeyfoot 27, Pedo Kuto, Shadow Raven, and Nadia N. If you would also like to join this tier or any others, check out my memberships or my Patreon in the description down below.